Hey everybody, it's Steve, and welcome back to the No Weapons and No Offensive Powers challenge of Mass Effect 1. If you haven't seen part 1 of this challenge, click the card above. We beat the prologue and Pharos in that episode. Let's start this episode with some more things I learned in this challenge. Charging turrets in the Mako does either 0 or negligible damage, and fighting a Thresher Maw without weapons is impossible, and they have the range of Steph Curry. Seriously, how far am I from this melee attack, and it still kills me? So after Pharos, I took some time to do some optional side missions to gain more levels. Even after Pharos, this group of 15 or so husks on Antaeus is a huge problem. They kill me once, and then I have this 5-minute long fight largely involving me running, healing, and using barrier and immunity while getting the occasional hit in. Then on Klensal, I have this funny fight where 1. Apparently you can just knock over these guard towers, and 2. The back of the Mako gets stuck in a railing and I have to return to the Normandy because it also won't let me jump out of the Mako. On the same planet, I go to fight the crime boss in the underground mine and go to change my grenade type. It's here I remember that I sold all my equipment after Pharos and am stuck with 5 basically useless anti-Thorian grenades for this fight. After this, when I find a new grenade type, I dump the Thorian grenades. This fight actually took me 4 tries, but I needed the experience. I died a couple times and accidentally shot some guys one time. The more I play though, the less I keep accidentally shooting things, and the easier the challenge is getting. This is something important to point out to people. I'm sure someone doesn't know this. When exploring new systems, search along the asteroid belts and you can occasionally find asteroids to mine for materials. The only other noteworthy side mission I did was the one on the MSV Ontario, a ship full of biotics and a daunting 3-minute timer. I thought I'd be tossed around from all the biotic powers being thrown out, but like with most side missions, I just run by the enemies and get to the end in 25 seconds. On the way back, all the biotics are there with their guns drawn and they shout their angry lines at me, but they otherwise do nothing. After all that, I complete the moon mission. Unfortunately, I forgot to hit record. This footage is from an earlier failed attempt, but it turns out there's only one mandatory fight, and it's in the final room after destroying the other 5 server nodes. Everything else can be ran through and ignored. I took the Shock Trooper specialization as it boosts immunity and barrier, and lowers the cooldown on Adrenaline Burst. Partially out of anticipation of how the next main mission will go, I head to the Artemis Tau cluster, complete the 3 optional systems, then head to Therum to rescue Liara with Ashley and Rex, because I need the tankiness and damage. On the way to Liara's dig site, some funny things happen. First, I'm tired of humping the armatures to death, so I see if I can just push them into the lava. And it works! But the second one just gets stuck on a weird patch of land down there where I am obviously not going to finish the job. And then, after driving over some Geth, the Mako gets stuck again, this time flopping like a fish in this weird fence thing until I died. I think attempting to only drive over enemies in the Mako has led to me having a lot more bugs than I've ever experienced in this vehicle. Normally it's not that bad for me. Down the road we get to this literal roadblock, which, if you didn't know, is possible to drive through. It may take you a couple tries, but it makes the final fight in this area way easier. This took me about 2 minutes to do this time. So how does that make this fight easier? If you reach it with the Mako, the game doesn't know how to react, and none of the enemies move, allowing me to beat up this armature with my elbow while we shooting the ground to overheat my weapon. I'm showing this fight at 2 times speed. Notice that I get 4 melee attacks in during the time that my weapon is overheated. Honestly, it's probably a good thing this bug exists. I don't know if this fight would be possible without shooting a weapon. Now we are in the mine for perhaps the hardest fight of the game, the Krogan Battle Master. I'm sure we've all seen this cutscene a few thousand times. Here's our stats for the battle. The squad is at level 27, Shepard has max barrier, immunity, and shield boost, Ashley has max shield boost, immunity, and first aid, and Rex has max immunity, barrier, and shield boost. Note that both Ashley and Rex have no points in their weapon skill trees, so their weapons do as little damage as possible in the spirit of the challenge. They are also still equipped with level 1 weapons, as is Shepard. The strategy here is simple. Shoot the ground twice, kill all the Geth, then focus on the Battle Master. You're looking at the first attempt here. This was honestly one of the best attempts I had. I kill all the Geth easily, and for a while I thought it would only take me 1 try. I got the Krogan down, but on his second life he kicks the crap out of me. He's so strong that it only takes a few hits, even through immunity, and he also has his own immunity. As I'm sure you know, the worst part is having to hear this over and over and over and over again.
We don't have time.
6 attempts later, I get this run where I almost die and he gets focused on Rex, similar to the Alpha Varen from the first episode. Ashley and I take that time to lay into him until he finally goes down. This fight took me a full hour, but I knew it would be possible eventually. Come back for the next video where we go to Vermeer to fight Saren for the first time, and then go to take on Lady Benezia and her army of biotics and Geth. And if you were wondering, of course I hung up on the Council.